You didn't come this far to play small. This is Winning Daily, the podcast that builds winners in life and in business. Welcome home.
Let's do it. So yeah, we're 30 days in now for Winning Daily. We hit our first 100 members. So shout out to our first 100 members. And I'm here with two of my partners, Jason Tam and Adam Mai. And what's it been like for you guys? What do you guys think about what we have going on so far with Winning Daily?
It's been amazing to me. It's been amazing to interact with trainers that are kind of outside my network. I think I've been so used to integrating my knowledge with all the trainers that I see in person. And now that we're doing it on a bigger scale, it's been exciting. It's been some hiccups along the way, but I think what we preach to you guys that are a part of our first 100 members is that if you're not planning, right, you're not going to succeed. So our goal originally was 100 members. We got there, kudos to us, but it wasn't without a lot of hardships. And I think it's important for you guys to understand that like this entrepreneurship stuff that we're doing, it's not always going to be one straight line of success. There's going to be a lot of curves, a lot of hiccups, which we've encountered.
Yeah.
But for me, it's been exciting. It's been a different type of challenge, but I feel like it's kind of ignited a new fire under me.
Yeah, I think one of the things that like I get a lot of questions all the time is trainers will ask, or like colleagues will ask, like what's in a day of the life of Adam Mai, right? And they ask to like tag along and try to check these things out, or even like understand the steps of opening up a new business and how that kind of comes out. They go, well, what steps did you take? The beauty of the community is, I think that's where we're kind of being very vulnerable and leaving it out there too, and allowing the trainers to even see it from the start, is for them to see that whole process. You're seeing a business being executed right in front of you, right? And you're going to remember of like, well, day one, here's the very first 30 days, and then now you're going to see it, probably 6 months from now, and then you're going to remember from the very start of like how that process is, right? I mean, the information doesn't change, but what you're going to see is like the execution is going to, definitely get more efficient and elaborate a lot more.
Yeah, we're going to ramp up a lot. We have a lot to get to. There's some really cool stuff coming. If you guys haven't gotten familiar with the school community yet, or maybe you're listening to this and you're like, well, what are they talking about? Our school community is an online community for entrepreneurs in the health and fitness space, whether you're product or service based. But we also have other people there too. Yesterday, I don't know if you guys saw that, but there's that guy who's a jeweler. I'm not sure who he's friends with or who invited into the community.
A jeweler?
Yeah, we have a jeweler, we have real estate. So we have a lot of different people in there. That's what really makes it diverse and cool. But what's coming, and what Adam was talking about right now, what's coming are a lot of cool features that you can use. So if you're not familiar with the community, or if you want to join the community, you guys can always reach out to us. You can send us a DM on any of our social media platforms, or you can click the link. We'll probably put a link here. You can click there and it'll take you straight to the community so you can watch the About video and learn more. But this is a really cool space because we have a lot of different people from a lot of different backgrounds, and that's really kind of mirrors who we are as partners here at Winning Daily. This isn't just one person or two people. It's actually 5 people behind the scenes that have been there, done that can show you the skill sets, and it's really a cool place to learn and grow and appreciate. So what are some of the things, Adam, I know you have something you've created in the community where it's like you drop books and you have like a book club thing. I know Jason, obviously you're a savage at retention and keeping people and making people feel a part of the culture in a community, man. So what do you guys, Adam, you want to start as kind of what you got going on in the community?
Yeah, so one of the things that like I think I get asked a lot is like, what books do you read? Right? Like all the time. I think that's like the one question, like, oh, I want to read a couple books. What book should I actually start reading?
Maybe you should write a book. It's your sign.
Yeah, right. And they'll ask me, what are the books and why does it help? And it's definitely different for every single individual. The reason why I say that is because what are you specifically needing to work on, right? And I think when it comes to the fitness space, I think the most that's pretty, I guess, common is everybody's like trying to learn more techniques and like knowledge about, being a personal trainer or a coach, right? But they forget the fact that like or displace the fact that like when you're going into becoming an entrepreneur, that is the service that you provide, which you still need to like present on that, but there's a lot of other pieces to the pie that usually doesn't always come into mind, and that has to do with like sales operations, organizations, and like organizing a lot of things. I think one of the biggest things that like I'm always explaining and elaborating for a lot of, you know, the gentlemen's and coaches that even the top ones, it's organizing, right? It's organization and how they plan their day out, right? Because when you go to a 9 to 5, your employer tells you exactly what to do for those, you know, those 8 hours. Now you go on your own. What are you supposed to do? How are you supposed to do it most efficiently and most effectively, right? And because of that, that's where a lot of people kind of fall a little short. And so that's where, you know, a lot of times I'm like, read these books, change your habits. You know, Atomic Habits is a great one. Understanding Sales, you know, like The Way of the Wolf, right? Like all these ones. That's why I wanted to put it out there. Also put like a quick summary so you can kind of read it and go, okay, well, that's the one I should start reading more into, right? And, you know, like if you can capture these things and add it to your arsenal, you can use it every day.
Yeah, I think the important thing that you talked on that we were shooting modules on is the mindset. And I think when we had our first Zoom that we had, I think we had like almost 25 people on there, and we were all excited because we were like, wow, you know, we got 25 people that want to hear what we have to say. Yeah. But that topic of mindset is where I got the most feedback from some of my own trainers and trainers in general. They were like, you know, I never thought of that as I work at a 9 to 5 right now. I'm a barista, you know, I'm clock in, I take the orders, I make the coffee. It's shifting that whole entire mindset of like, pun intended, you know, winning daily. And I think that first one that we did set the tone for the rest of them. And the modules we've been shooting on these things are just kind of reiterating to me some of the stuff that I kind of forgot or I haven't implemented back into my own community, which is my gym. But now that I'm doing my one-on-one meeting with my trainers, it's like to see their excitement and to see their positive response in their business just off of the first 4 Zooms that we've had. It's been amazing. I had a trainer yesterday, they told me they signed up 7 new clients. And I like, she came from corporate gym, was relying on that corporate teats to feed her. And she's like, I implemented everything you said, from changing my mindset to, you know, using social media more effective, to using my clients to get more clients for me, to putting, you know, making sure I hone in on my niche, all these things that we coached her on within that first four weeks. She's like, I got 7 clients, 6 consultations, and now she has a book of business within a month. So those kind of things are letting me know that we're on the right page. We're helping the right people. Our community is getting strong. I mean, I feel like we've had a lot of wins. I know another one is there's a gentleman that was kind of interested in becoming a trainer. He has another job. I threw him into the Winning Daily, you know, family. He started going through a lot of the Zoom calls, and now he actually took the leap of faith, and now he's running his own business out of a local gym. So it's cool to see what we've done in such a short period of time. And it's encouraging to me to be like, okay, we need to keep going. Even through all the hardships, it's like we know where we want to take this. And I think the scalability of this is we can take this not even nationwide, worldwide, because there's so many trainers in so many different countries. And, you know, with the help of AI, and we have Andrew sitting in the room with us, the founder of Simplex, you know, we've been putting some really cool things together that have been blowing my mind. So I'm excited for the wins that we're going to continuously have. Well, what do you think is like some of the hardships that you've had, Gabe? Because Gabe, for those of you guys that are listening, and if you're watching, I apologize for the Crocs, you know, teeth thumper right here. Gabe is the guy that really put a lot of this together, and I don't think he gets enough credit, but also he's dealing with 5 chiefs, right? All of us are business owners, so there has to be one main chief, and we appointed Gabe. So Gabe, you've been doing a lot of the modules, a lot of the in and outs. What do you think has been like the hardest thing for you on this first 30 days?
I think gluing it all together. I mean, time management is a motherfucker, right? There's only so many seconds or minutes or hours or days, however you're chalking it up. But time management is a motherfucker. It kind of goes back to what Adam said. But like, pause for a second. One of the first things that were built out was the mindset course, because if your mind is fucked, you're not going anywhere. And you can have all the talent, you can have all the ability, you could have all the gifts, but if your mindset is not there, you're not going to go very far. So anyways, when we built a mindset course, that was something that I had in my mind. I think that motivates me through the times where it's like, dude, I'm gassed away from my family or my daughters or my other businesses, or I have 11 different conversations going on in my head, and I'm like, pick one. Hey, lock in. And the mindset course is cool because as we're building it, as we're doing this, it's reminding myself of all the necessary things that I need to do. And I can look to my left and my right and with my team here, and we're all crushing it. Like these guys are savages. So I feel highly confident. So there's times where it's like, man, you know, I'm redlining to the max, but at the same time, I feel really good and confident in what we're doing because I know what we're building is really going to help people go to the next level. But inside of the mindset course, one of the first, I think it's one of the first modules is a blur because I wrote like 4 other modules before this, but it's kind of a blur at this point. But it talks about the self-belief system, and the self-belief system, we built it out as 4 things: self-investment, self-assessment, self-confidence, and self-worth. And it's built that way. This is just something that I kind of done, but it reflects of all our beliefs here. And the self-belief system is made out of those things. So as we're building, it's a reminder again to myself and to my team members. But this is something that is teachable and repeatable to anybody in the school community or outside of the school community, because they all have clients, they all have gym members, they all have people that they're affecting their life, and it makes them better leaders, it makes them better business owners. But yeah, I mean, what do you guys think about the first few modules and kind of what we built out, and then also what's coming? Because Adam, you know, we're building the business fundamentals course right now and that kind of stuff.
The mindset, you know, focusing on that, it allows it not only just to look like, for me, it's like looking inner, like, so like it reminds us all the things too, right? It's kind of the same thing. I think a lot of times people talk about like having kids again and also you kind of have created all these like limitations over the years, and then when you see your kid kind of grow up, you allow them to, you try to change that mindset, and you see how they're fearless, right? So the same kind of concept of learning all the mindset again, it reminds me to like look inner, and that also gives me a boost of energy, but also to really dissect into things that we kind of took for granted, right? And so not just myself, but also to the trainers and the individuals that are, you know, that's part of the community. Here's an example, right? So myself, I'm sitting there, I'm like, well, if I'm not motivated and I'm not excited about something, how do I think that like the individuals in the community is going to be motivated about something? It's just like the books, right? If I'm going to post the books, if I'm not motivated and I didn't, you know, love the books,
Did you read them for reals?
Yeah. Okay. But those, if you look at them, I mean, I read a bunch of other ones too, and a lot of other ones are boring as shit. Like, so I don't put them on there. But there's reasons why I posted those ones. But that same kind of concept, like if someone comes up to me at my gym and goes, "Hey, I saw you post this book," I sit there and we like go into it and start talking about it and how it helped me. Now, same kind of scenario. I've noticed several coaches out there that I wouldn't say like throughout their day, I'm like, how your position in your service is to help motivate and push others to do things. Like if you look at your service and how you're speaking to your clients, are you motivating them? Are you pushing them? You know, are you excited about it? And if you go into your session and you're not excited about it, how do you expect them to be excited about it, right? So it's the same thing like me going into the community. I'm like, if I'm not excited about this book, I can't expect anybody else to be excited about the book. Like, it's boring as shit. But it's the same thing. So like, we've had this same topic in the Cybersphere for the last 30 days. I've talked to so many different trainers at the facility, and I'm watching them. I'm like, hey, let me ask you a question. And please forgive me for me being kind of blunt, but I'm gonna ask you, are you a rep counter? Is that why you got into this business? Or are you 1, 2, 3, 4? Is that all you wanted to do and make some money? And you know, obviously that's not their answer. Their answer is always, I want to help somebody. I want to motivate them. I want to encourage them. I want them to overcome obstacles. I'm gonna go, okay.
And to be honest with you, not to cut you off, but I feel like that's why everyone becomes a trainer.
Yeah.
Right. Like you originally get into the business not to be like, hey, bro, I'm going to buy a Bentley and I'm going to go crazy. I'm going to have a match. And you get into it specifically because you want to help somebody. All right. You turn your passion into your career. That's step one. And I think that mindset goes hand in hand, because a lot of people on our first Zoom call were kind of like, okay, I thought I was going to like get the secret to success. Like I was going to walk away. I'm like, you can't build a house if you don't have foundation. And
yeah.
your mental, where you see yourself in this industry is your foundation, right? If you're going to be a rep counter, if you're going to be someone that's just trying to collect payments, you're going to fail 100%. There's no doubt about it. I've seen trainers come in and they think I'm going to just, I'm a good salesperson, I'm going to take this money, but there's no real good mindset attached to it. And then they end up failing. So I think going back to that mindset thing was a major key. I know, at least for the trainers that had messaged me, one girl was like, I never really believed that I can do this. And it's crazy to see that now 2 months down the line, like, what was I thinking? Why did I hold myself into this little cage that I couldn't? And I told her, it's because you're surrounded by people that tell you can. You go home and your mom works a 9 to 5, your dad works a 9 to 5, and they're like, this is so risky, I wouldn't do it, right? Then your friends are in school, or maybe they have like a comfortable job. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. But in order to excel in, in entrepreneurship, I think you really need to surround yourself with other entrepreneurs, because the same problems, the same issues, we all have the same mindset, right? If I come to you for something, we sit down and say, how do we figure this out, right? We had something yesterday that happened and we were like, oh shit. But it's like, how do we figure this out? And I think, a lot of people don't take into account the importance of having a strong mind. So I think those first couple modules, Gabe, that you kind of, we all did together, but really kudos to Gabe. They really helped a lot of the trainers, especially when we talked to them in the Zooms. Like I said, we got a trainer signed up at a local gym just based off of the first 2 Zoom calls.
That's so awesome.
You know what I mean? That's awesome. Like, we're really changing trainers' lives. And I think we've all been there as trainers before. So we all wish we had something similar to this, especially, a weekly meeting in a Zoom with 3 people that do this for a living. So, I mean, I'm loving the first month so far.
Yeah, it's been interesting. And there's something that we started doing too. I started making it to even tighten the community even more, because it's not like a community is not something that I have ownership over. I mean, it drafts from my credit card, but it's not something that I actually own. This is something that is owned by the people. It's not what I say it is, what they say it is. It's something that we're building together, and it's something that anybody can be in. It's like, we call it the trust tree, you call it whatever you want, but this is like our clubhouse where equal minds can come together. We can learn, build brand, and scale has become like our adopted motto, one of them, I guess. But inside the community, even something like as simple as today's Friday, and we're just filming right now at the content lab, but free money Friday. It's this stupid thing. It's not actually stupid, it's dope, but I give away free money out of my own personal pocket from our coaching calls for the people who join, listen, and then I ask questions about what Andrew said or about what Jason said, or a topic, the relevant topic from that week's coaching call, and I ask it. They're right there in the community just to get engagement up, because this is the thing. We don't want people there for a little bit of time. We want to watch you grow on your journey. And it could be that you own 1 gym today. Your goal is to own 5. It could be that you're a gym owner, but you also want to start some sort of online product-based company or something. Andrew has experience with selling supplements and maybe learn from him. Or maybe you're a personal trainer and you want to become a gym owner. Well, guess what? You're in the right spot for that. So there's all types of things that we can do here. But the main point is that everybody inside of the community, the first 100, it was awesome to get to. We have some really cool people in there. As like number 100 was a special person to me. He's a super cool guy, but I want to see the next 100 and the next. And as we begin to open this up to more people, you won't get that free lifetime, but hey, look, we're going to blow your mind with fucking value. I promise you that. And you're going to be around great people. You're going to be in a safe space. If anybody's an asshole, we'll kick them out. We'll just bully them. Okay. That's what we're going to do. No, I'm just kidding. But
yeah, we will have
no, not at all. But no, absolutely not. But there's a lot of cool things and assets in the community. And one of the things that we're going to be bringing to the table for a lot of fit pros out there in the tech space is Simplex. Simplex is Andrew's company. Simplex AI is absolutely badass. It's something that we'll do some more. I'll let him speak on it later, but this is a CRM for health and fitness professionals, and technically in a lot of different businesses. We're using it in some other industries that I'm partnered in right now, but what's coming is unreal, and it's going to Andrew's, he's here, he's off camera right now, but what you told me about leveraging.
I have no mic.
Yell louder, you'll pick it up, the mic will pick you up. You just yell louder. But you care to speak on leveraging AI and how we'll be able to do that with Winning Daily, man.
Yeah, the main thing that I'm working on with AI is, well, systematizing and standardizing the sales process from the recruiting environment in the Marine Corps and having a sales team in a gym. The most challenging thing that you'll ever face is trying to train and develop someone to become an effective communicator. Like, it's hard as shit. Hard as shit. Just because, just like any other muscle, like a bicep, quads, calves, whatever, just as hard to develop those muscles, it's that challenging to develop somebody to communicate effectively. And what my focus has been is, let's not, and let me train and program AI to be sharp, consistent all the time. And I forget who I was telling, because Sammy is infused with NLP, which is neuro linguistics programming, and all that is a crafty way of asking a question that lowers a person's defense mechanism. And so it's like tying in psychology, and it's like, I understand it and I can read something, but even myself, who is proficient with communicating effectively, may not rip it 100% to the T in NLP script in a conversation every time. Sam, you will. And it's like that, that's what's cooking.
It's a game changer.
And
Yeah, it's unreal.
yeah.
So Andrew said something to me one time, he said it in a room, but I took it to heart, so that's why he feels like he said it to me. He said,
We locked eyes.
yeah, he said, AI is not gonna necessarily replace you, but your competition who's using it will fucking smoke you.
Yeah.
And that is exactly what we're doing. So for part of being in the Winning Daily community, that is what we're bringing to the table. So a tool that will enhance you, that will enhance your consumer experience, whether you're product or service based business, whatever you do, it will enhance you. But we'll also teach you how to use it. We'll teach you all the tips, tools, and tricks, and we can see it from every angle. But yeah, guys, I know we're on about the, about 20-minute mark here. And you guys have anything you guys want to wrap this up with?
Me personally, I'm excited. If you're listening to this, I know we've been getting asked for a long time, or I've been getting DMs about like, hey, when are you gonna drop a podcast, something that I can listen to while I'm doing cardio? The goal with Winning Daily is obviously to change lives, but we also want to have content that's relevant to your day-to-day life. There's a lot more nuances when it comes to being an entrepreneur, and I think some people don't talk about the hardships or the mental capacity it takes to do it. I mean, if you guys saw what our group chats look like, I mean, they're going off at like 11 o'clock at night because people's brains are working, but that's what it takes in order to be successful. And I think a lot of people don't know that, and they're not told that. So our goal with the podcast space, the long form content, is to really kind of fill you guys in and like how our weeks are going. What are some of the wins that we had? What are some of the losses we had? Because we want to be transparent through this whole process, because we know for a fact all the systems that we have in play, this is going to be big, right? And you guys are here with us in the beginning, but also we want to practice what we preach. And what we preach is, hey, I tell my trainers, document everything, because this is all content that's going to be relevant to somebody. So there's somebody here that's probably listening to this podcast right now on the stair mill, or maybe driving to pick your kids up, or maybe you're on your way to work. And you're like, man, this is the kind of motivation or community I need to kind of take the next step. And again, even if you're not in any of these entrepreneur spaces, right? Being in the community is going to prepare you for when you are. Now, go back to module 1, which is mindset for you guys. But I think the importance of being surrounded by people that have been in the entrepreneur space, that have gone through hardships, that have overcome it, and then being surrounded by new people just like you that are like, man, you took a leap of faith. How was it? And that's what I love about the community. That's what I love about what we're creating, is we're trying to cover every aspect for you guys. We're trying to be your entertainment, but at the same time, we're trying to keep it real for you guys. So, I mean, I'm excited for June, the next 30 days. And then, we'll be tapping in with you guys frequently.
Yeah. So there's just as we're talking about the community aspect, that's why like even Entrepreneur of the Year, Ernst & Young's, like they have their own community. Some of the top entrepreneurs out there have to be part of communities, because The thing is, if you're talking about who's texting at the middle of the night, 11 p.m., 12 a.m., all that stuff, you know how many thoughts that go through your head?
Yeah.
And how many times you're sitting there and you're even self-doubt, like that whole mindset is like, is this business right? Is this supposed to be right? Am I supposed to feel this way? And then imagine if you have a community that actually will sit there and support you on that. No, you're going down the right path. Yeah, right? And you're feeling that, and you're having that whole support. There's even communities out there, and I've come across them. I put my wife in them as well.
Oh, careful.
Yeah.
Careful.
For entrepreneur significant others, because it takes like for my wife and everybody else has their significant others, to actually even be married to an entrepreneur, it's a different mindset. It's, like me and her talk about this all the time, and she can understand where I'm coming from, where she has to step back and say, you need to go through and do your thing, right? Like, I know you need to go down that rabbit hole, spend, in the middle of the night, you're going to be in front of your computer with that little screen that's a kind of glowing light, where she wants to go to sleep, but she's like, sit there and she's like, go do your thing, I'm gonna sleep in the other room. But like little things like that. So it's just like, it's not just, that, but also having the community aspect of there to support each other, because, you hear these things all the time, right? About like how many losses you have to take until you get your big break and big win. You have to have that type of mindset. Even if we're talking about communication, right? Of understanding NLP, like all these different things. Social media has taught us, like, if you could scream in the freaking camera for like 30 seconds, all of a sudden you become a good, communicator. No, that's not the truth, right? Now run a whole entire team of like 400, 600 employees, or even just 5 chiefs. Like, think about that, and being able to communicate properly versus just screaming at somebody. Well, obviously, just raising your voice in front of social media is not always going to work for you, because not everybody's going to listen, right? But we're here to kind of help and support that, to explain those different things, and just to be, a soundboard at times, just so, you can run ideas and talk to each other. That's what we do for each other. Yeah. And that's what the benefit of having the community for us, right? And we want to learn from you guys as well, because you guys are the relevant ones coming up.
Simply put, we're here to help you get your shit together. We're here to help you get your shit together. We're going to keep it raw. We're going to keep it real. We love you. We appreciate you. And we look forward to winning daily with you.
Thanks for tuning in to the Winning Daily YouTube channel. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel and go right here and turn that notification bell on. We look forward to winning daily with you.